I saw a man get decapitated the first ever college football game I attended. Or at least I thought I did. Halfway through the fourth quarter of the 2013 Outback Bowl, Jadeveon Clowney burst through the line of scrimmage and hit Vincent Jackson so hard his helmet flew backwards 9 yards. The ball Vincent Jackson was carrying hit the ground before his helmet did. Despite sitting in the upper deck, I heard the crack of this hit clear as day. After this, Clowney was on top of the world. The hit went viral and he instantly became the most known man in college football. A little over a year later, he was selected first overall by the Houston Texans despite a somewhat lackluster junior season. Clowney never quite managed to live up to the hype of being the first overall pick. He's bounced from team to team and has never recorded a season with double-digit sacks. This has led some NFL fans to call him a bust, and I cannot disagree with these people more. I think Jadeveon Clowney is a great football player. He is a tremendously talented football player and is an absolute force of nature on the field. And while it doesn't translate to the stat sheet, he is still one of the best defensive ends in the NFL. First, I want to talk about the ridiculous notion that Clowney is a bust. When looking at the last 10 first overall picks, Jadeveon Clowney is comfortably better than 4 of them, and it's still too early to tell for guys like Trevor Lawrence and Trayvon Walker. That means among his peers, Jadeveon Clowney is only worse than Myles Garrett, who is the best pass rushing end in football, Joe Burrow, and Kyler Murray. He has made 3 Pro Bowls and routinely appears in the NFL Top 100. When given the opportunity to play on the biggest stages, Jadeveon Clowney shines. He took over playoff games both in Houston and Seattle. Clowney is also considered one of the premier run defenders in the NFL by those in the know. He is amazing at getting away from offensive linemen and stopping them from moving him out of the hole. He gets into the backfield effortlessly thanks to his superior athleticism and is a constant threat to record a tackle for loss. Unfortunately for Jadeveon Clowney, he plays in the 21st century in a pass-first league. Being an elite run stopper isn't enough. You've also got to be able to rush the quarterback. And this is where fans' issues with Clowney truly arise. He does not record a lot of sacks, which leads those who only look at the box score to think, oh, he's not a good pass rusher. This could not be more wrong. Clowney records a bunch of pressures. He forces quarterbacks to either roll out of the pocket or throw bad passes all the time. He is an amazing pass rusher. He is just not amazing at converting sacks. That's for a variety of reasons. Most recently in Cleveland, Tennessee, he had not had the benefit of being a blindside edge rusher. Quarterbacks can see him coming, which means when he starts winning, they either throw the ball away, roll out of the pocket, or run to the awaiting arms of another defensive player. Nowhere is this more apparent than by looking at the impact Jadeveon Clowney had on Myles Garrett last season. Of Garrett's 16 sacks in 2021, Jadeveon Clowney pressured the quarterback on 7. In the 3 games that Jadeveon Clowney missed in 2021, Myles Garrett only recorded 1 total sack. So now you may be thinking to yourself, okay, well Clowney wasn't the blindside rusher in Cleveland, but he was for a good portion of his time as a Texan, so why didn't he record a bunch of sacks then, particularly if he was playing alongside J.J. Watt? Well, put simply, Jadeveon Clowney never truly played alongside J.J. Watt. The first 2 seasons of Clowney's career, he was plagued by injuries. Years 3 and 4, he was 100% healthy, but J.J. Watt was dealing with back issues. The 5th year of his career, however, him and Watt did share the field for 15 games. Unfortunately for Clowney's numbers, this was the year the Texans began using him as an outside linebacker as opposed to a pure defensive end. He and Whitney Merciless, who by the way one of the best names in football history, shared pass rushing responsibilities, which gave Clowney the opportunity to move around the field much more. This did not stop Clowney from being top 10 in tackles for loss and top 20 in quarterback hits that season. Finally, I want to talk about a few advanced analytics. Now don't get me wrong, I am no lover of advanced analytics. I would much rather watch the game and make an inference, but I feel like these numbers help give weight to what I've been saying the past few minutes about Clowney's productivity as a pass rusher. When Clowney is healthy, he ranks as one of the 10 to 15 best pass rushers in terms of hits, hurries, and pressures per game. Despite playing alongside J.J. Watt and Myles Garrett for a majority of his career, he still has a double team rate comparable to an interior defensive lineman. This means offenses are so worried about Clowney, they are willing to slide blockers away from guys like Watt and Garrett in order to protect their quarterbacks. Despite this, Clowney still finds a way to get to the quarterback. In 2021, he had the 5th highest pass rush win rate in football, ahead of guys like the Bosa brothers T.J. Watt and Trey Hendrickson. I don't care what the box score tells you, Jadeveon Clowney is an elite pass rusher. Am I saying Jadeveon Clowney is the best defensive player in football? By no means. It's unfortunate for him that guys like Aaron Donald and Khalil Mack were drafted in the same class after him. What I am saying, however, is Clowney is an elite player, a high-level run stopper who will constantly pressure the quarterback. And while his impact isn't seen in the stat sheet, it is by those who truly know football and watch the games. And while I am well aware most NFL fans will never appreciate Clowney the same way I do, I find solace in the fact that they will at least appreciate this hit, which is by far the greatest in college football history. I believe Jadeveon Clowney is a top 10 defensive end and should be a perennial Pro Bowler. But let me know what you think down in the comment section below. And if you stuck around this long, thank you. And please hit that like and subscribe button. Any support is tremendously appreciated.